Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome back to another edition of Heads Up, and welcome back, Goat. After last Sunday, I'm pretty sure you would have enjoyed some KFC after the Chooks put the Dragons away well and truly on Sunday afternoon.
No, we didn't. We didn't make it to KFC.
We
had a bit of Thai actually for dinner on Sunday. Bit of Thai,
Yeah.
calming after a day at the Old Penny races. But I think the biggest kudos of the weekend has to go to you on Saturday, where you labelled demonetisation to win the Easter, and gee, he did a demolition job on the field, running away that last 100 metres, and I could hear you yahooing and screaming from where I was.
Yes, I was getting a bit excited. When he moved up on the turn there, he looked a pretty good bit from there, didn't he? So, no, you were obviously really keen too as well. So it's nice for us to get one occasionally, isn't it? So at a good price too. Gee, it was $11 early into nines. I think we tipped them out at nines on the podcast. So, no, it was, geez, a good trainer, Nigel Tiley, isn't he? Just tops.
Yeah, he sure is. He knows how to set horses for races.
Yeah.
That horse has been frustrating, I know, for the connections. I think as a 3-year-old, they turned down 750,000 for him. But I'm sure, you know, the old saying, probably prefer the scrapbook to the checkbook. And I know the owners have got plenty of money, and I'm sure they enjoyed the win on Saturday, and they've had a few other wins throughout the years as well.
Yeah.
So good to see those type of horses staying in New Zealand, and yeah, with a bit of cut in the track. And two great rides over the weekend, you have to say, from Sam Collett, demonetisation on Saturday, and Mai Tai in the Anzac Mile on Sunday. Both picture perfect rides, got them in the right spot, got to the right part of the track, and ran home well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually enjoyed the racing last weekend, I have to say.
Oh, it was really good. And Nigel Tiley's 2-year-old too. Gee, that was well trained, got up in the last few strides. Forget the name of it, but I paid about $4 or $5. Do you remember it?
Lady Morale.
That's the one. Yep. Got the perfect run. The map showed that. Speed map followers on the website could see that was on a trail and got the perfect run. Interesting race, wasn't it?
Well, I was going to say, did your speed map include 2 people on the track at the 600-metre mark?
No, we excluded idiots out of speed map. So, Jesus Christ, have you ever seen something so crazy in all your life on a racetrack?
Wow, yeah, there is an inquiry going on, an
Is it?
internal review. The club have fronted and taken the bulk of the blame, but part of the blame at least has to lie with the Stipes. It is their job to make sure the track is clear before each race. So that obviously didn't happen at that point in time. So I'm sure there'll be some learning to be taken out of that situation, but thankfully, no one got hurt.
I'll tell you what, when I move up to Auckland in the future, I'm going to be going to LZ races. I'm going to go around to that 600-metre mark during a race, jump out there and see if I can hear the commentary, because surely you must have been able to hear the commentary.
Well, that's an interesting thing, actually. A couple of the jockeys said they could hear the commentary, but yeah, obviously the workers didn't hear it, or they just weren't paying attention. But funny you say that. I was at Alex Park the other week, up at the Lone Star by the 200-metre mark, and you cannot hear a single thing in terms of the on-course PA. So you think about where the speakers are placed. Most race courses, they're only from about 150 metres to the finish post. So
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if there was no commentary at the 600. Like,
yeah,
they wouldn't have heard it.
And like in a court of law, they could be on a lesser charge, couldn't they? If we found not guilty, because if that wind was blowing the right direction, as you say, you just probably couldn't hear it. So speakers are directed out to the public in the stands. So yeah, I'll still try it though one day. I won't go out on the track, but I'll go around there somewhere.
Hopefully you'll get pulled over and hauled over the coals going onto the track.
Yeah. No, that was a really interesting. I didn't see it during the race, obviously, but did you see it?
I don't think anyone saw it. Like George admitted he didn't see it, and I guess it's not what you're expecting. So you're concentrating on doing your job, calling horses, and you don't expect to see that happen. Much like the incident at Trentham, where Tony didn't see the man on the track either at the 100-metre mark. So
that's right.
Yeah, no, it was another bizarre situation that you just never know what you're going to experience or see on a racetrack at any given time.
Yeah, it's like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're going to get. No, it's a really interesting day. Okay, so we're moving on to a really good race tomorrow at Te Rapa. And see, the track came back from a dead 5 yesterday to a dead 6 this morning. We're doing this on Friday morning about 10 a.m. and it's a dead 6 now. Fine weather forecast for today, Friday and tomorrow. So should get back to a dead 4, you think, wouldn't you? You reckon? Should be a dead 4 tomorrow.
Yeah, you'd say so.
Really good race.
Te Rapa is a good surface at this time of the year. Certainly, it plays probably better than a lot of tracks would, given the rainfall they have had over the last few days. But the Travis Stakes race 7 on the card, 2,000 metre weight for age fillies and mares. I haven't asked you who you like in this race. It's an interesting market. Basically, other than about 3 horses, the market favoritism is in saddle book order, which is quite bizarre. Number 1, the favourite; 2, second favourite; 3, third favourite; then 5, 4, 6, 7, 6, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, basically close enough to market in saddlecloth order. You're going outside the favourite though, I hear.
Yeah, mainly because of the speed map. If Sauvignon Blanc had drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, you should be a justified favourite. But $2.40, a bit like Marcus Aurelius last week. Just a bit short, because I had to look through all of form, and every time she's drawn out, especially over a middle distance, they've gone back every start. But they're smart people, obviously, and they might see this map and do their own map, obviously, and realise if they go back, there's not a lot of pace in this race. I'll just bring up the speed map here, and it's going to be really interesting. Here we are. Share that. Right, can you see that okay?
Yep, hold on. I just got to go back to that screen. Yep. So you got Mo'aka, Zaza Gabor, Travelling Light, Spring Delight, Light, Spring Delight. None of those are real Mo'aka, I guess, but none of them are others we'd say are out and out leaders, would you?
No, because you can see Mo'aka definitely going out to lead, I think. Spring Delight, more than likely go over, get second out of. Sauvignon Blanc, just from that 2,000 metre start, she's going to have to snag back in behind. And Travelling Light, those 3 in the red there are going to just come out and look for the fence and get relaxed. So Travelling Light's going to get out nicely. Spring Delight come out. So Travelling Light looks to get the 1 by 1, 4th outer, perfect, or 5th outer. But Sauvignon Blanc, if she gets back, she's going to have to go round a lot of them, just about, if she maps to get second last there. And when they do that, other horses start improving, obviously, and she can get pushed wide on the turn in the sprint home. That's how favourites get beaten, don't they? So I think that she's 240. I just couldn't back her at that price. So Travelling Light, I just think she's the obvious bet. Do you agree or disagree? Probably disagree.
No, I disagree this week.
Okay.
I think that the one thing about your speed map is the 2,000 metre starting point at Te Rapa, short run to the first bend.
Yep.
Invariably, that often can lead to horses being ridden more positively to not get trapped wide in that first bend.
Yeah.
And Travelling Light, record over the first time over the
middle distance, yeah.
Oh no, it said 1 start. Where was it?
Yeah, at Te Rapa behind. We were there that day, 2 illicit one.
Oh yeah, but basically after that race, it was almost conceded, shall we say, that wasn't a 2,000 metre horse. And then, so I know it's a 4-year-old now, it's a bit stronger, but I'm not convinced. The distance is the key for me. Sauvignon Blanc is a proven 2,000 metre horse, whereas Travelling Light, question marks over it at the trip. So I'm sticking with Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay, well, my thinking is that Travelling Light will get out the 1 by 1. They won't go hard. They'll come home in 34.5 or less from 600. And Travelling Light, the way she went to the line behind two really good mares, Coventina Bay and Avantage, means that no, she brings the best form into this race. Even though she ran second, a distant second to Illicit, she was at the end of her campaign. And I think the moderately run race, just the way she fired up last start, I thought, no, she's back on track. In a sprint home, I just can't see. I can feel a chocolate fish coming on, actually. I can't see Sauvignon Blanc beating Travelling Light. Give us the head to head.
What about the 1,000 guineas? I think we tipped it that day, had a very soft lead and couldn't even see out a mile.
Oh, she had enough day.
Got run down that day. Nah, I'm opposing Travelling Light. I'm Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay, right at 240. Would you back it at 240 those? I think it'd come in. I don't know.
I don't think, as we see time and time again, the Tiakau runners with Danielle or Opie on board, they don't tend to drift too much in these big races because hunters have had so much success backing those combinations to win the races, and invariably they have. So I don't think the price will drift. So you probably have to take the 240. I think that's probably a fair price. So one of us will have egg on our face at the end of the weekend. Chances are, Neil, both of us might.
Definitely. Now, I think the first 10 metres will tell us. The Sauvignon Blanc misses the jump, but she hasn't been doing lately. She's been jumping really well. So they may think, well, if she jumps well, let's press on and go forward, which makes sense. But if she doesn't, she has to go back. And Travelling Light, she just ticks all the boxes to be a speed map specialist. I think she's the way to go here. Our Hail Mary, I don't know if the race is going to be run truly enough for her. I think she's a good sort of grinding, really good mare, but hasn't got the class of those two above her. Interesting race, though. Looking forward.
Yeah, making it, the conversation over the last 5 minutes has made it even more interesting for me now, Neil.
No, we're both confusing. Anyway, no, I'm pretty confident. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Right, yeah, now sports selection. And it's a very interesting one we had this weekend.
Yeah, something that I don't normally do. And I hope Brother Mark is watching. We're tipping the Warriors to beat the Cowboys and cover the 4-point start. So Warriors -4 at $1.90. Kick-off 4 p.m. Sunday at Gosford there, the temporary home ground of the Warriors. I don't think the Cowboys are much chop, and I know they get Taumalolo back this week. Yeah. But the Warriors, they were never going to beat Melbourne. I see some guy had 500,000 on Melbourne to win that game. I think it had average odds of about $1.08, I think it was, maybe even $1.07. So 35,000 profit. Never really in doubt, but gee, I guess if you've got that much to spend, you can take those sort of risks. But no, I like the look of the Warriors team this week. Harris back, Fusatua back. I think they'll be ready for this game, and they'll beat the Cowboys on Sunday and cover that 4-point start. So 3 units on that, and hopefully we continue on our winning way.
Yep, right now looking forward to that game. Right, on to see if we can keep the run going. No, last week's question was, which horse won the Easter, that Great Easter handicap, 4 years in a row? The answer was?
Well, it was before you and I were born, Neil, but a horse by the name of Sleepy Fox. And I think that tripped up a few people, not the usual sort of 8 or 9 correct answers this week, Neil.
Yeah, 5 correct answers. Give me a number between 1 and 5, just a 5-dog field this time.
5-dog field. Let's go with number 2.
Number 2, Kurt H. Well done, Kurt. He hasn't won before, I think. So
Kurt H.
Yeah.
I know a Kurt H.
Kurt H. Yes, he's a well-known racing family, the H family.
There you go. Well done, Kurt.
Yeah, well done, Kurt. Yeah,
no, the shout when your multi gets up.
Yeah. No, his old man's a top trainer, so it's yeah, no, it's great. Okay, so I'll put that multi up for you tonight. Geez, it better come in too, I suppose. I'll be in water otherwise. Yeah. Right, new question.
New question. We'll talk Travis Stakes. No trick questions. Who won it last year? We all know it wasn't run last year due to COVID. But 2 years ago, who won the Travis Stakes, a race you have very fond memories of, Neil, because I think it completed about a $43,000 multi collect for the Boys Get Paid syndicate that day. So you were in high spirits, I remember, as this horse swept down the outside, the runaway, and won by about a length and a half or 2 lengths, ridden by a man who was making a bit of a comeback, having had his riding career cut short or interrupted due to illness, but has subsequently retired. Surely there's enough clues there for people to remember the name of that mare.
Yeah, no, she was a really good mare. 027 352 6402 or formpro at formpro.co.nz. By Tuesday night, we've been that draw for the multi. Right, bats and bouquets.
Nothing really from me. I think I tell you what, a bouquet to the New Zealand public. The way we still recognise Anzac Day and the importance has probably become more of a bigger deal than, say, when I was a kid back in the 80s. Like now, everyone's very aware of what Anzac Day remembers and the respect given. And I just remember when the last post was being played at Awapuni on Sunday, everyone stood up, shut up, and showed their appreciation and respect to the fallen soldiers who have gone before us. So yeah, just a bouquet in that regards, I think, to everyone who sees Anzac Day for what it is and what it means.
Yeah, no, very special day. I remember last year during lockdown going out the end of the driveway and hearing that last post in the background. Yeah, what a tear to the eye. It was just terrific. Just yeah, great memories, and they'll never be forgotten. All right. It was a good movie too by Peter Jackson the other night too. Did you watch that at all? About First World War and
was that on channel 62 or 63?
No, it was channel something 3, I think, just to take off the 6.
My remote doesn't go down that low.
They're probably jammed on 62 or 63. Yeah. I got a bouquet for the Counties Racing Club throwing up the video replays of the jump outs there, and that's why we're able to see demonetizations jump out. So that was great to see. But a bit of a brick bat that you noticed there for the jump out results.
Just on some clubs still clearly accepting entries into jump outs without the full breeding of the horse being given. So, you know, sure, there's be horses that aren't named. We all understand that, but their full breeding should be given so that punters can go back and check to see if said horse has had a jump out. I think Verstappen, it might have been, at Avondale on Monday, won a race and finished second in a jump out, but its full breeding wasn't given, so you wouldn't have known it was the said horse. So clubs should just make a blanket rule. Unless the full breeding is given, the horse isn't eligible to run in a jump out. Surely not that hard to do.
Exactly. It's information for punters, and even Levin, they have all the breeding and dam, sire, everything there. All they need now is the video. So that's all information. So now, Roddy, I walk down memory lane. You've got an interesting horse that I have no idea what it is. So let's find out. Give us some hints.
Well, here we go, Neil. Here's your first clue. This horse won its first 5 races in a row. The smallest winning margin in those first 5 races was 5 lengths.
Smallest.
So it won
what era?
3 races. Era? What's that?
What era? What decade?
Late 70s, early 80s. But so its 2-year-old year was in 1979. It won the first 2-year-old race at Wanganui by 5 lengths. Then it went to Hawke's Bay, won by 6 lengths, won at Otaki by 6 lengths, Wellington by 5 lengths, and Fielding by 6 lengths.
So it was a CD horse.
CD horse. Then it went to Ellerslie, ran second to a very good horse.
Not our Mace Code.
No. 70s, you're 15 years.
Am I? It's a wee bit out. Yeah.
Then Then it went to Avondale, ran second in the Great Northern Foal Stakes. Had another win at Trentham, won the Matamata Breeders' Stakes, and then later on won the Manawatu Size Produce Stakes as a 2-year-old. Who?
Bralis?
No. And then as a 3-year-old, it ended up had a couple more wins, then ran second in the New Zealand Oaks over 2,400. So clearly had speed as an early 2-year-old, winning 800-meter races, won the Size Produce over 1,400, and then ran second in the Oaks over 2,400.
What does it start with? I'm hopeless.
So the three, its two main rivals over those years were Yurtiz and Glamour Bay.
Not Too Delight.
No.
That one actually was Northern.
Trained at Stratford.
give it to us. What does it start with? Summer Haze. Yeah.
Summer Haze. So again, one of those horses, the ones we seem to pick out, they get up and running at 2, and then they can carry on. We don't see the way horses like that generally these days. Yeah. She carried on.
Bothwell? Who trained Bothwell's trainer?
Yep. Dick Bothwell. Yep. She carried on racing. Her final career record, 40 starts, 13 wins, 9 seconds, 5 thirds. So what's that? 27 out of 40 in the top 3. She was a pretty special filly. I just love those horses that obviously got that precocious ability as an early 2-year-old, and then still train on to win the Size, run second in the Oaks as a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Just horses with just that real X factor.
Yeah. Has it got the owners there at all? Bothwell and was he?
It's blank actually, but I'll find out who the owners were.
Interesting, actually, because it must be a hell of a thrill to win your first 5 races by more than 5 lengths at each state. You think, Jesus, what have we got here? You'd be staying awake all night.
Every owner's dream, isn't it? You'd be going, how good this? Yeah.
It's there's one near Foxton sort of in development at the moment that can do that. Even half of that'd be right. Well, 1/5 would be even better.
Keep that one under wraps, Neil. Don't let the cat out of the bag just yet.
I'll keep it quiet, don't worry. Yeah. Looking forward to that. That's no, Summer Haze. I was never a big fan of hers because it was a Glamour Bay. Glamour Bay, I really liked her. She was a black filly. What was the other one you mentioned?
Yurtiz.
Yurtiz. No, she was tops.
Of course, she went on to become the mother of Mr. Tiz.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, good memories there. And no, it's good to go. It was 79. Yeah. I'll tell you what, there's a race 2 years before that I watch every year. I make sure I watch it every year. I try and get to it, the Road Cup. Being raced tonight at Alexandra Park. And 2 years before, 1979, a horse called Eastern Light raced. And I remember it really clearly because I was there we used to go with a bunch of mates, only about in our late teens sort of thing. And Warren, he's actually the greenkeeper at Mankakiki Golf Course then, and he is now still the greenkeeper at Mankakiki Golf Course. So if you see him, talk to him about Eastern Light, because he had his biggest punt ever. I think it was $100, but it was a pound in those days, $100 a win on it, or $200 a win, which was big money in those days. We were betting sort of 5, 10s, 20s maximum. And it was off 40 metres, came round them, and I'm trying to find the replay of it, but probably not anywhere to be found. But gee, it was just great memories to see this horse power away and win so well. He was just over the moon. So. And temporarily tonight, good top 3, top 4 bet, at least double your money. I like that at the Road Cup. You're going to watch the Road Cup, or you'll be watching the rugby, I suppose?
I'll be down at the Cape Town actually in Wellington. So the game's on tonight, so I won't see the Road Cup, I don't think. Yeah, I got good memories of the Road Cup. I think my first ever Road Cup would have been 1997. This is all off memory. Someone might correct me, but I think a horse called Eastburn Grant. Baron Trained won that. But the days of Stig winning.
Lyle Creek.
Lyle Creek, I think he won 2 or 3, maybe 3.
3, yeah, won twice,
Uh,
then something won number 2. Take a Moment, I think it was, then
Take a
Lowell
moment.
Creek, yeah.
Yeah, even I also remember our Sunny Whiz, that brings back memories. I think
Yep.
that won a Road Cup.
Mm.
So, and then more recently, I remember Mon Bay, just a demolition job back in maybe 2016 from memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that night. So, no, it's a time-honoured race, and it's probably a race that favourites seem to win most of the time. Like the good horses seem to win it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that I'm sure it'll be a good race. And the Messenger will be the other one, isn't it, tonight? Copy that.
Yeah.
Copy that in the Messenger.
Yeah. Oh, you've got to be tough to beat, doesn't it? It looks really good. Yeah. Anyway, nothing else we need to touch on before we sign off?
No, go the Mighty Warriors.
And go Travelling Light. Have a good weekend, everybody. Make plenty.